Hey guys, JT's from JT Humidors, coming to you with my first video on YouTube that hopefully will be an everlasting thing that I do, at least for the foreseeable future. On this video I'm going to be talking about what I see this channel having, some of the ideas I have, talk about a little bit about me, about my humidors. I'm not going to go into too much detail about them because those will be saved for other videos, but for now, I'm going to be smoking a New World Dorado by AJ Fernandez. Great stick. I bought a box not too long ago, and I'm working my way through them pretty steadily. So I'm going to get back to you here in a second once I get this lit up, and we'll talk about everything that I see going forward. So, alright, be right back with you. Alright guys, I'm back. I got my lit cigar with me, and let's talk about some stuff. So, first off, JT's Humidors, what is it? What about it? What makes it special? So, the big thing is that when I was... Okay, this is going to kind of dive into the story of like how I created my first humidor. Well, I got it right here. The very first one. Yes, a Sharpie on it. I kind of got bored one day. Yeah, but this is the very first one I ever made. I say made, I put together. Basically, what it encompasses and what all my humidors will come with is a Bovida holder and a humidistat, which personally I have not found any other humidors that do that, especially travel ones. This one specifically has a wooden Bovida holder in it. I've since I have since stopped using that. Because I tend to find that they break a little too easily, so I've transitioned to the metal ones, which are a lot more durable. The humidistat in it, I test all of them. They are all they're little cheaper ones, but I have a very, very accurate and expensive one in my personal humidor, and whenever I get a new shipment in of the cheaper ones, I always test them against the really expensive one to make sure that they're within a tolerance that's acceptable. Basically, I make sure that the humidity's matched so that I'm not giving out a humidistat that ain't worth a damn. But when I made that humidor, right, it was because I couldn't find anything that was right for me. I needed a travel humidor, but I didn't want to spend like a ridiculous amount of money on it. I had like $100 I put in as a budget for myself. The humidors that I have on right now, they go for a little bit more than $100. I think that one specifically goes for about $120 roughly. And partially that is because of inflation. When I first made this, things were a little cheaper, but the concept is still the same. You get the Bovida holder, you get the humidistat, and the cool thing about these humidors is that they are dustproof, waterproof, and I say waterproof because you could literally submerge the damn thing in water. It's got a rubber gasket around it, around the seal, so that it locks in all the humidity. And again, as long as you don't leave the vent open, because there is a vent on it, right? You can literally submerge the damn thing, and no water will get in there. They're shock resistant, and I say resistant because you can only throw things around so much before you will break what's inside of them. And cigars are pretty delicate, so love them, so you gotta protect them. It is a hard, rigid case, so you're not if you're throwing it in with your luggage or whatever, they'll be fine. There is padding on the inside of it too, at the very bottom of it. Every humidor that I give has two paddings that comes with it. You have a thicker one that is kind of that, I don't know how to explain it, but it's the padding that is like the ridged padding, right? I don't know how to explain that. The other one, very well. The other one is a very, very thin padding. I don't expect you to use both at the same time. It gives you an option, so that way you have a little padding on the bottom if you want to really fill up the humidor without sacrificing space. But the thicker padding is like if you only have a couple humidors and you don't want them bouncing around so much, right? That's what the thicker padding's for. So, back on what I was saying though, when I made that, I couldn't find anything, so I basically like, I'm gonna make one. So I wound up making one, and then I got a lot of great compliments on it about, man, where can I get one of those? Like, I've seen people have those, but I never can find them. So I decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna make a couple. And then I made a couple, and they sold like immediately. A very, very helpful person in all this was this guy named Paul. He owns a cigar lounge in my area, Horsepower Cigar Lounge, and he helped me sell one or two of them, which was really nice of him. And he also helped me get the prices down right, what they would sell for, what they wouldn't. So, you know, he really helped me along that avenue, so I have him to thank for that. And then that's a quick snapshot about JT's Humidors. We have three sizes. I guess one other thing I should mention. We have three sizes. You have that size that you saw, which I call the Traveler. You have another side that's a little bigger, called called the Bulldog, and then you have a slightly bigger size, I say slightly, it's actually much bigger, called the Beast. Now the difference, they all come with the same thing, they all have the same features. The only difference is, the one I just showed you will hold up to 35 cigars, and I know because I counted on all of them to make sure that these numbers were correct. The slightly bigger one, the Bulldog, that will hold up to 50. Right, and it's actually not that much bigger than that one either, so it's still a pretty, good size. It's not like it's going to take up a whole lot of room in your luggage or a whole lot of room in your backpack, right? And it's still a good case, especially if you're going out with friends or whatever, right? Pop it down, plop it open, and you got cigars for everybody, right? Then the Beast, I call it the Beast for a reason. The thing's kind of big. It holds up to 75 cigars, and my best use for this is that if you're going on long-term traveling, it's great for that. Throw it in your luggage, right? The cigars will stay protected, right? You can even lock these boxes individually, so that way, none of those pesky 5-finger discount people at the airport are ever going to get into it, right? So all in all, great humidor to have. The 75, it's almost like a tabletop humidor, but it's really not. It's a very much a multi-purpose. Our most popular is going to be the Bulldog, though, at 50. It's still compact size, holds a lot. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is JT. I know I said at the beginning of the video, but I'm active duty Navy. All right, so this is kind of a side project for me. I say side project, but I'm trying to get fully into it, but military life and all that. I'm a Nordic pagan, right? For all those who don't know what that is, it's a polytheistic religion, and I worship the old Nordic gods, so Thor, Odin, Tyr, Baldur, all those. And no, for those who are probably going to comment, no, I did not just start worshiping it because of Marvel. And for the record, Chris Hemsworth does make a good Thor, but that is not what Thor looks like. Not by a long shot. Anyway. So, I'm also a father. I'm a father of two. I have a 4-year-old girl. At the date of this video anyways. I also have a 4-month-year-old. Cutest kids. Love them to death. So, right now, based out of Connecticut. Hopefully that'll change, because I'm sorry, Connecticut, I'm not a fan of this place. But great. But I will say, if you're looking to tour the cigar industry, Connecticut is definitely a must-stop place. Right? I mean, you have Florida, that's great, but you also have the Connecticut, right? That's a big thing in cigars, right? The Connecticut wrapper. It's not called the Connecticut for nothing. The Connecticut leaf was started here, hence why it's called the Connecticut. They still do grow tobacco out here, and you can actually go visit some of those plantations, and they're really cool. It's really cool because you have all these big fields, and then you have these barns that are set off the side. They're just full to the brim with tobacco being aged and fermented. So it's not like it's not like strolling through New York Times Square, but you know, for those of us who are like into cigars and the history of it, well, it's a pretty cool place to look. This is gonna burn uneven in it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright. Anything else about me that's relevant? Oh yeah, I'm from Texas. And for those of you who are probably not thinking, oh, I don't hear an accent or anything, my accent comes in and out. You know, I've been around a bunch, so, and the thing with me is that, and with a lot of people, is that whenever you kind of move somewhere else, you start to kind of mimic the talking style of wherever you are. So it really depends. Sometimes it'll be really thick, sometimes it won't. It just depends who I've been talking to, who I've been around, and just honestly the day. Like I've had days where I've been really thick, and then other days where I've talked more or less neutrally. So because I know I just explained that simply because I know it's going to be a question. Oh, he's faking his Southern accent. That's not a real Southern accent. Screw you. Alright? My entire family, well, not my entire family, most of my family sits around the San Antonio area. However, we do have a good piece of property down in the Victoria area. We just got our 150-year plaque from the state, which means that our property was purchased over 150 years ago and it still remained in the family. In fact, I think, if I remember correctly, the year was 1866 when my family bought that property. So, there you go. Anyways, thanks for chiming in. Please leave a comment down if you have any questions, comments, concerns. A link to my website will be in the bottom of the video, as well as I also have my Instagram account, Facebook on there, all that jazz. So, anyways, pleasure y'all stopping in, and y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.